Let's learn how to make some homemade fish tacos. All right, good morning everyone. Let's get right into it and look at what we're gonna need in order to make these fish tacos. First off, the basis for any fish tacos is gonna be fish. I have 2 fresh fish fillets right here. You can use any type of fish, anything you want, but you are gonna need some fish. I like to pat mine dry after I fillet them with a paper towel, and you're gonna need some plates to set everything on. Let's come over here. You're gonna need an egg or 2 and some milk for a wet mixture that we're gonna dip these fillets in. Another Tupperware and some flour and seasonings of your choice. Today I've got some Dan-O's and some Slap Ya Mama seasonings to help season up the flour and the dry mixture we're gonna put on here. Next, we're gonna need some vegetable oil in a medium-sized frying pan. And then we're gonna need stuff for the tacos themselves. I have some homemade tartar sauce here. Store-bought stuff is just fine. Some fresh lettuce and some corn tortillas to make some great fish tacos. So let's start by making these mixtures. But before I start making anything, I'm gonna take this pan, put some oil in it, and start it on low heat so it can start warming up. And I'll show you how to do that here. Here we are at the stove. I just turned the heat on. It's at like a 3 out of 10. So it's really not hot. I like to warm up my oil slowly. And we've got to prepare a lot of other things. So let's pour the oil in. And I like to just get a nice layer all across the bottom. It doesn't take much for these fish because they're not very big fillets. So now let's make the dry and the wet mixtures. So for these mixtures, it's very dependent on how many fish you have and how much you want of everything. So I'm gonna put a couple scoops of flour into here, and then I'm gonna put a bunch of seasoning, and I like mine to be more flavorful than less. And for the wet mixture, I'm gonna do 1 egg and probably about the same amount of milk so it can be a thinner mixture so it doesn't stick too much and so you can taste more of the fish. But you can do it however you want. That's the beauty of these tacos. Okay, so here we've got our wet and our dry mixtures and our fish fillets ready to be cooked. Almost. The purpose for these wet and dry mixtures is the dry mixture first will get all of the moisture out of these fish and make it dry and ready to be dipped into the wet moisture, which will make it stick. It will stick to both the fish, and then we're gonna dip it again into the dry mixture to get a nice batter on top to add flavor and seasoning and just a nice crisp to these fish. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna throw them right into the pan, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay. So let's take our fish right here and dip them first into this dry seasoning. You can see how nice and dry it gets. Throw it into the wet mixture. Your fingers are gonna get a little dirty, but it's worth it, I promise. Back into the dry mixture, and then throw your battered fish right into the oil. And that oil is ready. Let's do that with the second one. And we're gonna wait till they're nice and golden brown, flip them and cook both sides. I'll show you how to know when your fish is properly cooked, and then we'll get making the tacos. So let me just throw this one right in. These are gonna taste so good, I already know it. Okay, now we just let them cook and do their thing. So I just flipped these fish fillets. We'll take a look at them. You can see they're nice and golden brown. I love them like that. You can cook them however you want. But a good tip to know if your fish is cooked correctly is it should be dry and flaky. So we're gonna let the other side of those fish cook for a couple more seconds, couple more minutes. It doesn't take long for fillets this small. And then we're gonna take them off and put our taco together. Okay, let's see how ready these are. I'm just gonna press down on this fillet. And you see how easily that broke apart? That's cooked. So let's take them off, put them onto here to dry for a bit. Now let's get our tacos ready. Okay, this is all we have left to do. For these corn tortillas, I'm gonna warm them up so they don't break easily in your hands. I'm gonna cut this lettuce up. You can use shredded lettuce as well. Put some of the tartar sauce on the corn tortilla, put the fish on there, and then we'll see how it tastes. Okay, let's put these fish on. And then we're gonna be ready to eat. This looks good. And if you guys have any questions about how to make these tacos or anything, or any ideas or improvements for me, just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, let's try something new. The best part about these tacos is you can try it however you want, and you can mix things up and do different ways, and it always tastes good. So let's try these. Okay, taste test to see if you guys should make these tacos or not. 10 out of 10. Go make these tacos. Let me know in the comments below if you make them and if they taste good, and have a great day, guys.